guys, a little bit different this week. I thought it's MODELBOX time. We'll do a MODELBOX on opening, but we'll do it outside because it is 27 degrees Celsius or 1.21 giga Fahrenheit. I think that is in the States for you guys. It's absolutely boiling. Wanted to do it outside. Don't know how well this will work, but at least I won't be super hot. Also holding a baby while doing this, so we'll see how well I can see. Anyway, guys, MODELBOX is a subscription service, a bit similar to the old world Loot Crate. Does that even exist anymore? Who knows? But you get a surprise package that you know the package is coming, but you don't know what's inside it. Every month it's theme based. There's a link in the description below which will explain the first box I did, where I went into the price scheme and exactly what to expect from this thing, and it hasn't changed much over the years. The miniatures have probably gotten better and better, and that's about the only difference. But check out that video. There's also a discount code below if you would like to pick up 10% off your first box. Let's have a look what's inside. Can't remember the theme, I never can. Last month I kept talking about it being a birthday box. It wasn't. Maybe this month is a birthday box. Maybe a birthday box doesn't exist. Let's have a look what we've got. So, without further ado. Ooh, lots of paper on top, but it's hidden the theme. So, I'm going to keep it hidden because I don't want any spoilers anyway. But let's have a look what else we get. As always, the first thing I notice is the candy or the sweets. So there's a couple of sweets here. Next, wow, this is the first time I don't own, this is some brush soap. I don't own any, bless you Jake, I don't own any brush soap, and this will be my first one. So that's another cool thing. These miniature boxes don't always contain miniatures. They often contain tools and accessories for the hobby, and this will be the first soap I've ever owned to look after my brushes. And while I've gone for 4 or 5 years without needing any, it might be time to see if this stuff is the real deal and whether you need to look after your brushes that little bit further. Oh, look at that. It's a brush soap with conditioners, a lush brush that lasts. Just moisten your brush and lather on the macaron. Macaron? Wow, that's a fancy looking little sweetie. I almost want to eat it, but yeah, that's very, very cool. Don't own any brush soap, so first time for everything. The next thing I noticed is this massive bottle. This is the Painter's Bakery Painter's Milk. What even is that? Basically says, don't consume it and don't get it in your eyes. It also goes on to say it's a medium to help you cook up the best sort of painting mixtures. So I have to read, that must be what this extra sheet's for, big instructions. I have to have a see what that's for. But again, I've never even heard of this, never seen anything. Pretty excited, pretty interested in what this might be for, and something I don't own, which is great, or ever heard of. And that is one of the biggest perks of these subscription boxes, that you get stuff you don't own quite often. More than some that you own, and then on top of that, just things you've never even heard of. Didn't know this existed. I knew brush soap existed, but I've never picked any up, and I don't even entirely know what this is. I'm going to have to read the leaflet that comes with the subscription box. You've also got a MODELBOX 000 paintbrush this month, so that's super teeny tiny. I don't know if you'll even be able to see that, but that's very, very small. Don't own a MODELBOX 000, so they're quite good at giving you a different size brush. Hopefully, again, that's a Rosemary & Co brush. Don't know that for certain, but it will probably say in the little leaflet. And then, oh, this month, 2 miniatures. So you get a Northumberland Tin Soldier. They provided those really, really cool models in the past that I actually painted all of them. And Sophie painted one, my wife painted one, and I painted one. So I've got a full set of family painted little tin soldiers. And you get a discount code as well if you subscribe to MODELBOX. Or anybody watching the video can also steal the code, obviously, but that's the intention. And look at that, that's beautiful. Some sort of little female dwarf shaman, something, but that's looking awesome. Really, really liking how that looks. Definitely will be getting a lick of paint to that. That looks great. And then you get a MODELBOX exclusive as well, and it looks a little bit like it might be Rox. It is, Rox is back. It must be the birthday edition. And yes, there's a cake and it says MB MODELBOX, and you've got a little chef Rox there. Not entirely sure what sort of game you might use this character miniature in, but it's certainly a very, very cool looking one. It's great to see Rox back. Rox used to be the exclusive miniature they did. They stopped doing, but it's obviously come back for the birthday special edition. Awesome. And that's it for everything contained inside the box this month. I'll just have a quick read of the leaflets and see if I've missed anything. So I did pretty well without the sheet in front of me. I was correct that the Northumbrian tin soldiers were the guys that made those big favourite miniatures in the past, which were those Night Folks, which I painted all three. I've never used them, never played with them, probably never will. Just painted them purely because they were enjoyable miniatures to paint. Then it explains about the soap. Actually, I think that macaron case was the case, and the soap's just inside, so you pop it out of the case and use the soap. The model brush, the paintbrush, was a 000 for eyes and tattoos, very small details, things like that. Tells you a bit more about Chef Rox, being Rox was the mascot from the past. If you didn't have MODELBOX in the past, you may never even know Rox, but there used to be an exclusive Fox miniature every month. This one's the birthday one, big 4 here, MODELBOX logos on it, or MBs, various places. Then it tells you what the painter's milk is for, and using it as in place of thinning, well, in place of water for thinning your paints and that sort of stuff. Flow improver, those things. Little advert for Northumbrian tin soldier. And then, yeah, this whole little leaflet was just explaining about which was quite interesting to read about the painter's bakery, and that it's all homemade stuff, and it explains the brush soap and how it's slightly different to normal soap and how to use it, and then explains the painter's milk and what you might use that for. So super cool. So this, really enjoyed this box actually. It had a couple of miniatures, which is sort of what I want. I haven't got time to paint infinite miniatures anyway, and then some tools and accessories to help with the hobby. So spot on this month. Really enjoyed that box. Really good miniatures. I'd much rather have less miniatures of super high quality like the two provided, and a load of accessories to get the job done. So great work, very excited for that. As I mentioned, links below to check out more detail about MODELBOX, and a discount if you'd like it. Thank you ever so much for watching.